So today I made that decision to try and manually calculate the zeta functions, the cosine and the sine myself, and compare that to the output of the UDF. And I'm actually quite glad that I did that. I'm happy that I did that because, as it turns out, I made a mistake in the calculation. There was some mistake, especially the number of zeros. There's a kind of misunderstanding. I do think that ChatGPT initially gave me a good UDF. But what happened is that I keep on pushing it, asking it if it can handle like a billion, a quadrillion, a trillion, like larger and larger T number. So it changed the UDF to an estimation instead. It's like, so it says T times 0.43, which in this context is really not a good idea. It really over exaggerates the number of zeros. That log of n, that base log of n is actually not appropriate for the zeta functions. In fact, most of the outputs is not even over 4 zeros. It's very rare that it output like over 7 zeros, so it's actually not, it doesn't really returns an output that is very minuscule, or as I put it, infinitesimal, so almost infinitely, almost very, very close to zero. So that's actually not the normal output for cosine and sine. So as it turns out, you can actually easily calculate the values of the cosine and sine. So that's not really the issue, or that's not the it's just very tedious. So that was actually easy to calculate. For cosine, they both have the same denominator, the n, to the square root of the sigma that was chosen, and then the numerator is simply, you first calculate the log of n, and then you multiply that by the t number, and then you pass that function to the cosine or to the sine. So that's actually easy enough. And then you just sum it from n to 10,000. So if you want to do it manually, you will have to do it like like the number of n that you wanted to. So the higher the number of n, the better. So at least 10,000. And as you can see, the UDF didn't have any issue doing that. I didn't actually experience any lag or anything, even at n equals 10,000. So, but here I'm showing to you how that was actually done. If you don't have like a UDF and you're just doing it manually, then you would have to do it like that, and it does take quite a while. But that's how it was done, maybe in the 1800s or so, or even early 1900s, when there's no computer or even, but yeah, that's how it's done. And I did make some corrections in my UDF, but I I would have to review all my other dashboards, because um, it did assume that that was the number of zeros. So but yeah, so this is the zeta functions, the cosine and sine calculation.